Okay, so what I'm going to do here in this video is talk about deleting the browser cache, getting rid of the offline link, and explain a little bit why we need to do that. The browser itself is not very intelligent. It just understands that we said basically save this information in here until I give you new information. Okay, so at some point information in there is going to be outdated. That would be stamp inventories, facility contact information, all of that stuff. New facilities being added. Those are things that are physically changed by myself, Denise, Barbara, Jeff, whomever has administrative rights goes in there and makes those changes. Okay, the other reason we'd want to clear it out is if we had a version update, which would only happened via the developers, where we found a major glitch. They had to make some physical changes to the user interface or something in the back end, or adding a way for us to sort through inspections, and all those sorts of things would require a version update. You would be alerted if there was a major version update where you needed to reload your offline page. But for the most part, the offline should function at all times until we make that version change, and then you're going to want to reload it. So it's also important to remember, anytime you load the online link, this page, you will be loading the most current version. So if you see that this number changes and it's different from your offline, right now mine both should be the same because I've had these both loaded recently. So right now my version numbers are the same. Right here, right here. So if they're the same, you're in good shape. If not, you'll want to reload the offline. So how do we do that? I'm going to show you right from scratch here. So I'm going to unpin the offline link. So I'm going to right click because I'm using a mouse right now. If you're using your finger, you just hold on it and then click the little pin. So I'm unpinning that for my start page, getting rid of it. It's old news. I'm going to go in on the online. Okay, here's where we're going to clear the browser cache. Okay, remember, if you have some reports in your queue that you haven't submitted yet, you never want to do this step until you've made sure those were submitted. I'll do a little video on submission later, but always make sure you have them submitted. Otherwise, you're going to lose them by doing this, okay? So we're going to go to settings, and that's going to close my menu because there's a glitch in the browser. Okay, settings. I'm going to clear the browsing data, choose what to clear. These boxes must be checked. Some of your browsers may only have 5, so just check the top 5. It is what it is. I'm not sure why they're different, but I've heard from a couple that they've only had 5 in there. Choose what to clear, hit clear. Once you get the all clear message, you're good to go. I do want to mention that this item down here where it says always clear this when I close the browser, make sure that's set to off, because if that's on and you've just loaded your new link and you close this browser, it's going to clear that out of the browser cache and it's going to be gone. So you don't want that to happen. You only want it to clear that stuff when you physically tell it to. Don't have it do it automatically. So hope that makes sense. Okay, so once the browser cache is cleared, we want to close the browser. Closing the browser and reopening will make sure you have the most current version. And I double click that. Don't need to. Okay, so now I have my browser open. I'm going to sign in now. I'm going to start new inspection. This is where we drop from the Wi-Fi, and this is how we get redirected. So now we've loaded the new information. Just by clicking that online link, going in here and starting a new inspection, all this facility information has been updated. All right, so we're going to drop from the Wi-Fi, disconnect. Now I'm redirected offline. That is also in my URL. I'm good to go. I'm going to pin this to my start page. Yes. I can close this down. Now I'm just going to go out and test it. And the Microsoft Surface, lovely decision by putting it down there. Remove it. I'm going to click on that, and I double clicked it again. Okay, so I select the facility. Whoops. There we go. I should have the facility information there. If you have a facility list here, that means the proper information loaded, because you might not always know the changes that occurred in the stamp inventory. It's either here or facility information. Just know that when you've loaded the offline link and you have a full facility list here, you've done something right. If you click on this box and only a white box comes underneath it, a small white box, and none of the list is there, you're going to have to do the steps again. You missed a step, or the browser cache didn't clear properly, or something along those lines. So just retrace your steps and try it again. All right, that's it for that.